Well, it's that time of year again for another big road trip across the country. I'm thinking of calling this one City to City because I'm driving the Honda City across the Nullabor to Melbourne and Sydney and Bathurst and Cowra and all over the place. So I'm taking this instead of the motorbike this year because I haven't taken this on a trip since 2016 when I went to Tasmania. So I've got the bike on there as well. And yeah, Honda City. So City to City is probably a good title, and I think it should be pretty good. And in here, I've got my GPS tracker and the GoPro. Hopefully the GoPro is working. I'm not sure if the battery in it has something wrong with it. And yeah, I think it's going to be a good trip. Okay, well it's time to get going. It's about 10:40, so leaving a little bit later than I would have liked, but it took a while to get everything ready this morning. And just making sure I had everything packed. Hopefully I haven't forgotten everything.
Turn right onto Flores Road.
I thought I turned that out. And yeah, so this is the first long trip I've done on this car since Tasmania in 2016.
Continue on Flores Road for 1.5 kilometers.
And I've got a video on my channel about that trip as well. And then so my plan to get video on this trip is just get bits and pieces of video here and there if I see something interesting. So they usually turn out to be pretty good videos. When you're doing 110 into strong wind, the car makes this squeaky sound, and I haven't been able to work out why, and it's very annoying. The fuel here was 216.8 cents, so we'll have to keep track of all the really expensive fuels along the way. Just got $30, which basically filled it up again. Just got to Meriden. It's about 5:45, so I didn't quite get to Southern Cross, but here is good enough. It's after hours for their office, but they had a thing saying that you can set up and just pay in the morning. Set up in the tent area over here somewhere. It's just this. So this train coming past, just like going out for a ride. I just unpacked the tent at the caravan park. It's pretty cool. That's the end. Well, that was a pretty good first night in the tent and night overall, just camping here, except for all the trains going past all night, but it wasn't too bad. I have stayed here before, but I can't remember when. I just need to pack up and keep going because if I can get to Cowra today, it's like 830 k's. We'll just see how it goes. It's about 7:30 now. I just got the payment sorted out. I called them to get that done early, so now I can leave. I've got plenty of time all day to get to, or as far as I can. Yeah, it's a pretty nice little caravan park. I just don't remember exactly how long ago it was that I've stayed here previously. Alright, well it's time to go. Today should be good. Just a long drive. I think part of my problem yesterday was because I was running late and kind of in a hurry to leave by the end, I didn't have a proper look at the map to see where I was going, and then I ended up getting a bit lost because I was just following Google Maps, which wanted to take me down a few silly roads. But today will be simple, so it's just following the highway. You always know when it's a huge oversized thing when there's like a traffic escort like that with flashing lights on it. And this is what a huge thing off one of the mining trucks. So this is Coolgardie. There's not really a lot here besides a bunch of old buildings. The most interesting being this one, which is a pretty nice old building. Fuel here is 227. Just got fuel here, and they needed maybe half a tank, maybe not even that, so it wasn't too bad. And this is where it just goes towards the border now. I'm gonna get as far as I can, either to Ballarat or Cowra. Hopefully not Ballarat, because the caravan park there is not very nice. And then, yeah, that's about it for today really. So there's the last bend in the road for 146 k's. This is the second time, oh actually no, it'll be the third time technically, but the city's going to be going across this road. So it's been across and back once before. I always like to get a photo here. So Cowra is right at the other end of the strait. So no more bends in the road until Cowra. It's right at sunset, and here is Cowra. Because we're so much further east now than Perth, the sun sets and rises really early here, so I'll have to leave extremely early tomorrow morning. The fuel here is $269, $78 for 29 litres. It's crazy. I'm gonna set my tent up over here, or here. When I was here last year, I was over in those trees under there, or under those trees over there, and there was a thunderstorm, and it's like a little bit downhill there, and everything got very wet. But at least the thunderstorm was interesting. I haven't stayed over this part before, and like this place is still not that amazing, but it is better than Ballarat. I need to set up my stuff before it gets too dark and then go and get something to eat. Well, it's sunrise now. Had a very good night here. Much better than the last time I was here where there was that thunderstorm. I haven't checked to see how far I need to go today, but I think my plan was to get to Penang, so crossing the border, and yeah. Okay, well, it's time to get going. I think by WA time it's only a bit after 6 o'clock, but then my phone has changed to border time, which is 45 minutes ahead. Yeah, the plan is to go to Penang today, which is about 750 k's, so not as long as the drive as yesterday. So this is Madura Pass. I like this bit where it comes down the hill and the cutting here. It's a nice view over the hills and stuff. 271, that's a new high record. But I think last time I was here in 2016 with the city, I camped here. Pretty sure I did. But yeah, this place is pretty decent. It's in a nice spot with the hill and the trees and all that sort of stuff. Well, here's the border crossing into South Australia. There it is, like border crossing. Now leaving WA, welcome to SA. Some big mining stuff. I like this part of the highway because it's extremely close to the coast and you get to see the ocean over the edge of the cliffs here. I'm not really sure if this is going to show up in the video very well, but you can tell by these weeds blowing on the side of the road here that we've got a pretty good tailwind, which is nice. It's also really hot outside, about 37 degrees. But the air conditioner in here is working well. So it's 34 k's till the Nullabor Roadhouse where I'll get fuel. And then I think after that it's only maybe not even 200 k's till Penang. Fuel here is 299 cents. It's the most expensive fuel I've ever seen. Just I didn't completely fill up, but mostly filled up. It's crazy. So yeah, this is the Nullabor Roadhouse. It's extremely hot. It must be about 40 degrees. According to my temperature sensor I put on the front of the car, it was 40. And it's extremely windy. And yeah, I just can't believe how expensive the fuel is here. It's crazy. Never seen fuel for $3. And like the premium was 308 cents. It's just crazy. But yeah, I think it's only about 200 k's left until Penang, and I think it's after 2 o'clock at the moment, according to SA time. Yeah, it's been a good drive. Just keep going. Well, it's time to get going again after buying such expensive fuel. And so this is basically the start of the Nullabor plain where there's no trees. It's just all these little bushes on the ground. Thankfully, I've got a tailwind, so I'm using less of this very expensive fuel. But yeah, you can see there's like just all flat everywhere, no trees. There's a guy riding a pushbike along here. Alright, well this is Penang, the first town once you cross the border. And there's lots of windmills here, which we'll have a look at a bit later. So this is the little windmill collection at Penang. Stopped here last year as well. It's a good little spot to stop and have a look and get a photo. Yeah, I can't believe how windy it is. Just in this shelter here because there's too much wind out there to hear on the microphone. So I can just see all that dust everywhere. The caravan park is just over there. But it's been a nice strong wind for a tailwind. I wouldn't want to be driving into it with how expensive the fuel is. I filled up just now and it was 230 cents. So not as bad, but still expensive. So I'm camping under this little shelter again, which is really good. It's annoying that this thing is here because I can't reverse any closer. I think if the bike wasn't on there, I could probably fit between these two things just. But that's as good as it's going to get for now. It's crazy how windy it was earlier and now there's almost nothing. And the sunset's really late here, I guess because we're a long way west of Adelaide. Because it's 10 to 8 and it's still reasonably light. I haven't checked to see how far I need to go tomorrow, but I'm sure it'll be another good drive. It's a good little spot here to set up the tent. Well, it's time to leave Penang. Today I plan on going to Ballarat, which I've stayed up before. It's about 750 k's, so it's going to be another long drive, about the same as yesterday, and it's now about 8:40, so we'll just see how today goes. In Kimber now, and there's this artwork on the silos here, which is pretty cool. So far today I've done about 400 or almost 400 k's all the way here, my first fuel stop. There was nothing to stop for the rest of the way, so. And then just down there there's the big galah, which I might get another picture with. So halfway across with the big galah. Another big load. More of those mining truck things. Well, I made it to Ballarat after 715 k's, about that sort of distance. Sure, the caravan park is down this way. Yeah. So I've stayed here at least once before, maybe twice. Well, this is the caravan park. It's gotten kind of cold now. I think it's only about 17 degrees, and it rained a tiny bit just after I got here. So I was looking at the weather radar, and there's a few patches. Hopefully it won't be too much. I just need to set up my stuff now, and then might go for a ride around the place. This caravan park is nicer than I remember. It's still very small though, it's just like this one section, like road down the middle with caravan sites either side, and the tent sites all the way down the back there. When on this back edge there's a river, which you can't really see a lot of with all the trees in the way, but there's like ducks down there. More ducks down here. So there's this really old mine here at Ballarat. That's I didn't see exactly how old it is, but it is extremely old. There's some old ruins here. From 1870. So there's the actual mine over there. It's an open pit mine. I'll have a look over there in a minute, but it's fun riding the bike around here. So it was 2012 when I was here last time, or at least that was the first time I was here. I think I came through here maybe in 2016, but I didn't come up here to have a proper look. So this is my first time seeing these buildings. Doesn't look like I can go in there at the moment because it's locked. They must have certain open hours where you can actually go and have a proper look inside. Or maybe they have tours coming through here. What's down here? It's a tunnel. That's closed off. It's kind of creepy. Same on this side. Somewhere around here there's a lookout at the actual mine pit though. Okay, this is a much better lookout. I thought I remembered seeing something better. Okay, well it's 6:15 and I have to go. I kind of made some poor planning choices when I was planning this trip, because today I have over 800 k's to get to Melbourne. So really I should have made it not quite so long of a drive today. So it's like I have to make a stop in Ballarat, and then I have to go to my auntie and uncle's house in Melbourne to drop off the car, and then get a train into the city to the hotel that I'm staying at. So it's going to be a very busy day, and also I forgot to get fuel yesterday, so I'm not sure who's going to have, or if there's 24-hour fuel here, because I've got less than a quarter of a tank left. Yes, good. It's open. Well, off to Ballarat. So I don't like travelling in the dark just because of increased chance of animals. But with daylight savings here, it's an hour earlier than it should be, so you can't really avoid it. This is in Renmark. Not sure what river this is. There's probably a sign back there that I missed. Yeah, this must be the border to Victoria. Can't believe how rough the roads are in Victoria. Like, this one here is terrible. The video stabilization might be fixing the worst of it, but it's like really uneven and there's potholes everywhere. A few k's back there were some people fixing some of the potholes, but yeah, it's just like noticeably worse roads. Like even the main road coming in from the border to Mildura is pretty rough. So I'm on the freeway to Melbourne now. Been driving all day. I think it's after 5 o'clock now. So probably another hour at least until I get to Melbourne, and then I need to get a train into the city to get to the hotel, so it'll be a late night I think. Okay, so I made it to Melbourne finally. It's currently 8 o'clock I think, and I ended up doing 930 k's today, so even more than I thought. And yeah, now I'm just waiting for a train into the city. I've dropped my car off at my auntie and uncle's house, which is very nice, and she just dropped me off here at the station. Carriage to myself. Where should I sit? Down here maybe. There's another train. Okay, so I made it to the Flinders Street station. It's kind of hard to believe that I'm actually here now, so it's been like winter today, it's kind of crazy, but I have to make my way to the hotel up that way somewhere. So according to the maps it's just like I have to walk down this way for a while, but it is raining a lot, as you can see. Oh look, there's a tram. It's so crazy to actually be here after, well, 2019 was the last time I was here. How do people live here? It's so chaotic. It's crazy. It's like stuff everywhere. So much traffic still. I think I have to keep going down this way. That's the rail bridge. All those big tall buildings and everything. And these police have been coming down here for some reason. And very cold. Just got shorts on and my jumper or a hoodie. That's another tram. I found it. It's over there, the Ibis Styles. Wouldn't want to be on a motorbike here. That's too crazy. Okay, so this is it. I'm on level 5 apparently. I think the last time I stayed at a hotel was 2017 when I shared a hotel with some other people. Five. Does that do anything? Don't think that did anything. Oh, do I need to scan the card and then press 5? That's better. Oh, here we go. One of the cheapest hotel rooms that I could find that was closest to the convention centre. There's a little bathroom here as well. So it's a very small room. There's like a fridge and a kettle, and the bed and the stand. That's the fan. Okay. Tiny little bathroom. But that's pretty good. But yeah, today was a pretty crazy day with traveling 930 k's. I really should have planned that better for it not to be such of a long drive today, but it worked out in the end. So tomorrow will be interesting to start doing stuff around Melbourne. And then I've got friends and other people to meet up with over tomorrow. And then PAX is on Friday. So that's all good. Well, it's Thursday morning now. It's still cold, but at least it's not raining anymore. It's going to be an interesting day. I don't really have any significant plans except meeting up with a cousin for lunch later on and then meeting up with friends for dinner tonight. And then PAX is tomorrow, which will be a separate video to this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of have a look around here for a bit and then not sure what else yet. So I have to get a tram to St Kilda now, and I'm pretty sure this is the way I'm supposed to be going. So this will be interesting. Okay, well that was a very long tram ride. So I'm meeting up with a cousin here for lunch somewhere. So I just had lunch at that place. Had a really good burger. That was good. So this is St Kilda. It's a very touristy area apparently, so I'll have a look around here and see if there's anything interesting. So here's Luna Park. It's a funny looking place. I don't remember if it was this one or the one in Sydney, but I remember coming here once as a kid, and the only thing specifically that I remember is like the entrance, because it is so unique and recognizable. The only other thing I remember is going on like this roller coaster type thing around the edge. I don't remember much else of what was inside. There's also this amphitheatre here, which is pretty cool looking. Well, I'm back in the city now, roughly where I think about where I got on. Not really sure what I'm going to do yet. Got a few hours to fill in before I meet up with friends later on. A lot of bikes parked here. There's a... what sort of GS is that? 1200 GS. Big version of mine, very good. And a S1000. And an ex-postie bike, a little 110 Super Cub. That's good. Not as good as my 125 Super Cub though. And a few other scooters. So we're going to like this Korean barbecue place just down here, a little bit from the hotel, but it's raining even more now. I don't really want to get wet. It's been a pretty good night. The Korean barbecue was...
Free tickets or best tickets?
Korean barbecue was interesting. Not really my sort of food. Yeah, it's pretty good. So there's some event happening here, games and some sort of music stuff. Not really sure yet. Well, last night was pretty good, and so today is Friday morning now, the day of PAX. So from here the PAX video is going to be separate and will already be uploaded, and so now it will just be cutting to Monday morning or something like that when I'm heading back to Ballarat. So it's Monday morning now, I've left the hotel and now I'm going to meet up with another cousin who's nearby. I have to get a tram there, so hopefully I can get this suitcase on the tram alright. It's not that far away, just a bit too far to walk easily. Okay, so just to add some context to what you're about to see, because I didn't realise what was happening, or didn't realise what I was going to be seeing until I saw it. So this is the ACU university building, and my cousin owns a company where they do construction, and so this project that he's currently working on is they're constructing a metabolic chamber for medical research up in the top floors there. So yeah, that's what all this stuff is that you're about to see. It's all extremely complicated and interesting and impressive looking. interesting to see one of the old trams next to one of the newer trams. But I've noticed, I think that one there isn't as new as the newest ones, or I'm not sure. There is another one that looks different as well. So this is one of the old ones. It definitely looks much older. There we go. Back in the city somewhere. Now I need to get to the train station, which I think should be, I think this is the closest tram stop that I could find. Then I need to get the train back again. Okay, so I got the train to the end of the line, and then the guy at the station said I have to get this bus to get closer to where I'm going back to get the car. So I'm not entirely sure where I'm going, but hopefully this is going to be something. Well, thankfully Google Maps had the bus map on it, because I wouldn't have known where to get off otherwise. But yeah, thankfully it was only a very short bus ride. And then there was this stop here, and I'm pretty sure it's just around the corner here where I need to go. Well, it's good to leave the car here for a few days, but it's time to go back to Ballarat now. Time to get going. One thing about Victoria is they love to park on the verge or on the side of the road like this, which doesn't really happen that much in WA, except for some of the older parts of Perth where there's not a lot of parking. So I've come to this shopping centre just for something to do in Melbourne and found another city. This is a Series 1 like mine, and it's a VTI L like mine, so it's like the premium model, except this one's silver instead of titanium. I haven't seen many silver ones, but it's just always good to see another city. Such a big place. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen a Donut King in a long time. I have to get one. So pretty good, I think. And they've got the Donut King twisties. That's funny. Earlier we saw the city the same as this, and here, just in front, is the newer model city, which you don't see many of them around. Well, I'm in Ballarat now. I'm going to do some stuff around town. My parents are actually here as well because they flew over, and they have hired this new Swift, which is pretty cool. I really like the Swift. I used to own one of the mid-90s Swifts, which I really liked, but then I sold that when I bought the City. So, and then my brother had the 2005 Swift, which is when they relaunched the Swift, and then my sister has like a 2009 Swift, which is similar to the 2005 one. She's got an auto one. But yeah, this is the latest model Swift with the CVT transmission, which is interesting because I've never used a CVT before. Yeah, I really like the styling of this latest Swift. It looks better than the second generation one. I don't remember what year that came out, but I think like the 2005 one was good, and then the second one was worse, but this third one is really good, I think. But yeah, it's very similar to the other older Swifts, except just more modern inside. It's got a nice leather steering wheel and a newer looking dash, and it's like a more modern system like that, but everything else inside is actually really similar, which I'm kind of surprised by. It's even got the same key as the old one. And what is the door handle for the back is up there for some reason. And that's all pretty normal. And then the boot. The boot has Mum's mobility scooter in there, but that's very, very good. So I was kind of interested to try it because the Honda N1 that I'm importing from Japan has a CVT, except I think Honda's CVT is going to be different to this one, where it's more efficient or something, but yeah, it's glad to give it a try. So after a decent drive around here, I'd say that the new Swift is pretty good, but it's still not as good as the city. So I'm going to go for a ride around Ballarat now, mostly around the lake and through the park with all the big trees and stuff, but maybe some other places as well. Usually I prefer to ride around sunset, but there's not much point of that here because of daylight savings. You know, it's going to be much too late, so I've put on a whole heap of sunscreen and I'm just going to have to ride in the sun, but it'll be alright. It's kind of cold, so yeah. Well, here's the lake. I remember one time I came here, it was must have been at least 10 years ago. The lake was almost dry because there was a drought for a long time. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever gone all the way around it on this path before, or if I have, it hasn't been for a long time. It's pretty good. I'm just on the bike here. There's a nice road under all these big trees here. So I forgot to say when I got back there, but I ended up going for a really good 32-kilometer ride around Ballarat, just all over the place, and it was very good. And now I'm at this place, which has got a whole bunch of like second-hand and antique stuff. It's a very big shed, and this is the place where I got my antique clock, like several years ago, which I really like that clock, and it's fun just to have a look around in this place because there's so much stuff. Things have moved around a lot since I was here last. Oh, there's so much stuff in here.
Thank you. Don't go.
There's a lot of figures and stuff on this one. Controllers and stuff. I'll have to have a closer look at those games in a minute. So yeah, there's a lot of junk in there, but sometimes you can find some interesting stuff. There was a bunch of old games and things in there as well, but nothing that I really wanted, or wanted to pay the price they were asking for. But I did find some things, some VHS tapes. Like, sadly they only had 2 of the 3 Lord of the Rings movies on VHS, and then found this like extremely old Star Trek VHS. It's City on the Edge of Forever, where they go back in time to 1930. I think this might be a good episode. I can't remember exactly. It's been a long time since I've watched it, but having such an old Star Trek tape like that is pretty cool. So I'm going to change the oil on the car now. It's only done about 6,000 k's since the last change, but because I've still got such a long way to go, I thought I should do it now, and just to check a few things. I'm not going to worry about changing the filter, just an oil change. Should all be pretty simple. It's almost all drained out now. It doesn't hold very much, like 3.5 litres. That's done. Now I just need to fill it up again. Okay, well that's done now. It's nice and easy. Yeah, all good until I get home now. Well, I'm back on the road again today, but it's gonna be not that great of a day because it's raining. But this is the reason why driving in a car or travelling in a car is better than travelling with a motorbike. Just because you don't have to deal with the rain quite as much. I probably won't be camping tonight if it's still going to be so rainy, but I'm going to Wagga Wagga, which is about 550 k's away or something like that. Just need to get finished packing up and then I'll be going soon. It's time to get going again for a very rainy day. Right, it's mostly stopped raining now. It started again just a second ago. But because it's so rainy, I've got a cabin instead of trying to do the tent. I hate trying to be in the tent in the rain, so the Big 4 caravan park didn't have any tents left. So, any cabins left, I mean. So I came to this other one, which is probably cheaper than the Big 4 anyway. And yeah, it's cheaper here than the motels. So yeah, it'll be fine. Just kind of old, but it's fine. Bathroom. Bedroom. I've definitely stayed in worse places before. Another bed. Yeah, this will be better than camping out there in the rain all night. But yeah, there was so much rain today, it was crazy. Thankfully it's mostly stopped now, and there was some thunder as well. I'm not sure if it's going to continue for the rest of the night. So I'm not really feeling very well today. I got the cold that Mum and Dad had in Ballarat. So earlier I went to a pharmacy and got some cold and flu tablets. Had some of those. I drove for a while and was not feeling very well. So I've just stopped here for an hour and kind of must have fallen asleep. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit better than before, so that's good. It's a bit after 11 o'clock now, so I have to keep going. But yeah, it's not nice feeling sick on a trip like this, but stopping here for a little while did help. I'm in Bathurst now, and I'm at the Mount Panorama track. It's normally open just as a regular road with I think a 60k speed limit from what I remember last time. I'm going to go around it because it's pretty cool. And it was only a week ago that the race actually happened. I have been here before, I think it was like 2012, 2013 maybe, on the BMW, and my BMW motorbike also came from Bathurst and I had it shipped over. city. Not having a car in front of me now. I'm not sure exactly where we are at the moment, but it's pretty cool scenery. Steep road here. There's a Honda step wagon here that's imported from Japan. Haven't seen one of those before. So it was a long drive yesterday, but I made it to my friend's house here. So I stayed here last night. I'm going to stay here tonight as well. So this is, I don't remember the name of the suburb, but somewhere near the Central Coast north of Sydney. So we're going to check some stuff out around here. And then they have a little cheese factory that they run as a family, so I'm going to have a look at that later as well. That should be good. And so this is one interesting thing to look at around the coast here, the Cowra Head Lighthouse. It's not very tall because it's at the top of a hill above the coast here. It's a very rocky sort of beach. So for the last while we've just been going to some different lookouts and things around the place. So this is another one, Crack Neck Lookout I think it's called. It's not quite as good as the other ones, but still pretty good. From those signs over there it looks like people come whale watching here, which would make sense because it's high up and a big view around all the place. So this is the cheese place that my friend's family runs. So I had a really good day yesterday hanging out with friends, doing stuff.
In 200 meters, turn right.
Looking around the city, or not really so much the city, but looking around here, going to different places. It was a really good day. So now I'm leaving this northern part of Sydney and heading towards Canberra. So that should be interesting. So my friend suggested I come to this chocolate factory place that does nougat and chocolate, so this should be interesting to have a look around. And so I got this malt balls and this. That should be pretty good, I think. Is that a Ferrari right there? So I'm in Canberra now, and I've come to this like collectibles and games shop that has like a lot of new and old stuff. It's very good. Just having a look around, see if there's anything worth buying. And then there's even more stuff in here, like records and clothes. Looks like there's games down there I'll have to have a look at, and like CDs and blank VHS tapes. This place is amazing. I've got some very expensive 64s. This green one is the same one I've got at home. And I've also got this Famicom box, which would have been used in retail stores in Japan. That would be, I don't see a price on it, but that would be extremely expensive.
Too similar, like I'd rather have kind of two contrasting ones.
So they've even got some N-Gage games, which I've got all of those. And I've never heard of the Philips Video Pack before, whatever that is.
Any other games jumping
Like, not really. They're going to be about the main what you're into.
So there's all these games. I've got so much stuff here, it's really good. Okay, well that shop was pretty amazing. I bought these three things, so the Detective Pikachu cup, just because I like Detective Pikachu so much. There's Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles for Wii, which is the sequel to the first one, which I've played before, but I've never played that one, or at least I don't think I have. And then I bought this, and has 5 episodes on there, not 4, so it's got like 2 episodes from the original series and 1 each of the other ones, so it'll be fun to watch along with that one I got from Ballarat earlier this week. So yeah, definitely happy I went to that place. It's extremely good. And oops. So that was this place here, Canberra Vintage and Collectible Centre. So that's definitely worth going to if you can. So I'm at this lookout at the top of a hill at Canberra, and so there's the Parliament House right in the middle there. I think it was probably about 10 years ago that I went and had a look there. And it's a pretty good view from up here. If I can. I think the road goes all the way around. Closed now though. It's almost 6 o'clock. that's about it. Okay, so I'm going to be leaving Canberra pretty soon, and it's going to be an interesting day today because I'm going to go through the Kosciuszko National Park. So I think there's like mountains and stuff there. It's also going to be a bit rainy today. But yeah, I think today should be a really good drive. It's getting extremely windy now. It's very cold outside, about 5 degrees according to my temperature sensor under the front bumper. And it's been raining and it's getting colder. And I don't know if there's like frozen rain coming down now or if it's like almost snow. It's actually snowing. Can't believe it. It's so weird that the windscreen isn't getting wet. Car has frost on it. So I'm in Jindabyne now, and most of the weather has passed for now, but I can't believe that it was actually snowing as I was driving here. It's just kind of all melting off now, but that's so crazy. Extremely crazy. Actual ice on the car. It's so weird. And how like the windscreen wasn't getting wet from it, which is also really weird. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. Need to work out where exactly I'm going next to the national park. Hopefully the road's not closed or anything. Yeah, we'll see what happens next. Starting to get some good views around here. It's funny to see the yellow lines on the road instead of white. Okay, so this is Thredbo. You can see there's snow on those cars over there, and this is one of the like little resort villages, I think, in the mountains here. I think there's probably more snow on the way, so there's like here, it's kind of half melted ice. There's a lot of water in the river here though. That's pretty cool. But it's very cold. I think it's about 5 degrees at the moment. It's nice and warm in my car though. So I've just come up this little path here. There's a lot more ice on the ground. So it's kind of all melting and sloppy. But it's so weird to see. There's nothing like this at home. I'll come this way and have a look. And when I left Canberra this morning it wasn't cold, so I've only got shorts on and a jumper. nothing like this in WA. So this seems to be around the bottom of the hill now. So I've just come down this big hill and there's this river here, which is interesting to see. And then it starts going up again on that side. So I was going to go to the caravan park, but it's kind of rainy, and I did actually go to the caravan park, and the office was closed already because it's after 6 o'clock. And so I came to this place and called the phone number on the door because there's no one in the office, and then like this lady answered and took my details and stuff. I didn't have a booking or anything, but then like she said to go to room 3 and like the keys here. So it's a bit strange that they're keeping the room key just under the mat without, unless like they're doing that to prepare for like late arrivals or something. It's kind of strange. Seems okay though, I guess. But yeah, I don't know why they would keep the key just under the mat. Today was a long drive, but also a really good drive through the snow, which was amazing, and all the rain and stuff. But yeah, pretty tired. So I'm now in Cowra. Going to be staying here for the next few days. Pretty soon I'm going to be picking up Mum and Dad from Bathurst, so that's like 100 k's away. Yeah, so we're here for the this year's Kawasaki GTR meetup. So like I went to Streaky Bay last year and made the video about it on the GS. Yeah, it should be a good few days here. So here's all the GTRs lined up, plus a Ninja 650. There's 2 1000s. Yes. Oh, very good. Oh, these are the slightly newer 1000, but I think I prefer the original one that I use. So I've just ridden my bike 15 k's from the caravan park out of town to the middle of town here at this lookout over Cowra. It's a pretty good lookout over here. It's kind of awkwardly out of town, the caravan park, because I had to ride along the side of the road of a 110 zone for a short distance. What's up here? So yeah, it's a really good view from up here. So we've come for a ride, or drive out to this dam, which I didn't know there was a dam out here, so that's interesting. It's pretty big, not the biggest dam I've seen. It's interesting. So the Cowra Japanese garden, this could be kind of interesting. It's a pretty nice place to have a walk around. It's extremely sunny though, so I won't be able to spend too much time here. Didn't put any sunscreen on. So I wasn't sure how big this place is. There's a lot of fish in here. I think there was like food in the entrance that you could buy for them. There's so many. Alright, well it's time to leave Cowra. So it's almost midday. I've already been to Bathurst and back to drop off Mum and Dad at the bus station. And yeah, I'm just gonna go into the city, get some fuel, probably have some lunch because it's almost midday. And yeah, just continue west, heading home. So I'm now in a little town called Hay, and I don't think I've ever stayed here before. Today I ended up doing about 650 k's, where 200 k's of that was going to Bathurst and back to Cowra. So I didn't really make as much progress as I was originally planning, but still, it's good enough. I got here at like just before 6 o'clock. Seems like a pretty nice little caravan park, or a big caravan park. Yeah. And I haven't worked out how far I'm going to get tomorrow yet, but I'll just be driving all day basically. Alright, well it's time to go for a very long drive today. It's about 8:30 and just need to get as far as I can today. My original plan was to get to Kimber, which is, because I didn't get as far yesterday, that's over 900 k's today. So I doubt I'll get that far. Maybe to Port Augusta, maybe I'll get there. Just see how things go, because I've got nothing to stop for today really. So I wasn't planning on stopping anywhere today, but I found this coming into Mildura, so I thought this could be worth having a look at. Oh, this is pretty good. A lot of old homes. A convertible one, I've never seen that before. That must be custom. So yeah, it's a custom job that took a very long time. It's pretty cool. Monaro here has done less than 2,000 Ks. It's like basically barely driven at all, which is kind of impressive, but I don't really see the point of buying a car to not use it. This Monaro is really nice, except I don't like the wheels that are on it, but the rest is great. It's very good. That's pretty good. Worth having a quick look around. Now to get back to driving. Well, I made it to Port Augusta. I got here a bit after 6 o'clock and I did about 800 Ks today. So it was a very long drive. That's good though. And then just have to do the same thing tomorrow, get as far as I can. Alright, it's about 7:45 and it's time to leave Port Augusta. I think the border is about 950 Ks away. Tiger. So I don't know if I'll get as far as the border today, but we'll see what happens. Back at the Nullabor Roadhouse again. Thankfully it's much better weather today. It's like 25 degrees instead of 40. I've done about 750 Ks so far today, so I'm just going to keep going. Might get to the border. Yeah, that's not a lot to do really, just keep driving. I only got about half a tank's worth of fuel here because I should reach the border. Yeah, it's... Oh, and fuel is a bit cheaper than last time as well. It's $2.75 instead of $3. Yeah, still expensive, but not as bad. I bought a magnet just because. So when I was coming this way 2 weeks ago, I thought I was going to have a headwind coming back, but I've got a tailwind again. It's pretty good. So I think the time at the moment is about 4:20, but the time doesn't really matter when you're in this part of the country, just because time zones are weird. So there's probably a good chance that I'll get to the border, and like so far today I've done 740 Ks. We'll see this sign down here, how far the border is, because the sun is still a long way from setting. So 183 Ks to the border, so I think I should get there easily enough. So I'm at the border roadhouse now, or border village. So I did about 925 Ks today, so that's like enough. Probably could have kept going a bit further to Majura or something, but don't really need to go that far. I thought I had stayed here before previously, back in 2012, but this doesn't look very familiar, so maybe I'm thinking of somewhere else. But yeah, it's a pretty good drive today. And it's about 900 Ks to Kalgoorlie tomorrow, so I think I'll probably stay there. Yeah, it's been good. So just out the front of the roadhouse now, and there's like the big kangaroo with the Vegemite jar, which is good. and then the quarantine checkpoint at the border is just down there a little bit. So yeah, there's the quarantine checkpoint and the WA sign. Okay, well it's time to cross the border. Alright, that's all done.
Start
Took a minute
recording.
to have a quick look in the car and in the boot. So today I'm hoping to get to Kalgoorlie, which is about 900 k's. So it's going to be another long day of driving. Leaving Kaiguna again after getting fuel, and this is the start of the 90-mile straight again. That's the sign. And so I'll have enough fuel to get all the way to Norseman now. And there is a bit of a headwind though. Alright, well I had a good night in Kalgoorlie. Stayed at this caravan park a bunch of times. It's a pretty good one, but it was just a regular night, nothing to really talk about. So because the sun rises so early this far east compared to Perth, it's only 6:30 and I'm ready to go. And then I'm just going to Perth today, so should be good. I'll do some stuff in Perth tomorrow. So yeah, I'm going to stay with my sister tonight and then do some stuff in Perth tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it. So I found a blue Honda City. I was originally going to buy a blue one, but then they replaced blue with this titanium colour in 2011. Kind of on the edge of Perth now. I like this part coming through the hills into Mundaring here. Just a nice area with like the hills and the trees and all that sort of stuff. So I made it to my sister's place in Perth alright, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do some stuff in the city here. Yeah, it should be interesting. So this morning I noticed that one of my headlights had died, so I stopped by Repco in Midland and got the Nava Plus 200s, which is their best ones at the moment, I think. So at the moment there's some Repco ones in there, but yeah, after a month of driving, I think they're probably over a year old anyway, but hopefully these ones will be good. So these Nava ones have a lot more blue in them. Well, that's that done. It's nice and easy to change it on this car. So I'm in Perth doing stuff today. One of the retro game shops I go to is just down here. This place, Retro Collect. It's a pretty good one. and so I got this. I've played some of the Wii version, but I want to try the DS version. I don't come to this place as often, but there's another really good game shop here, if I can remember where it is. I haven't seen this in here before. It's like these Japanese crane games and stuff, and vending machines with blind boxes. Far-fetched. And Doraemon. Stuff that I don't know. Oh, there's some Pikachus and Chikoritas. Water bottles? Don't know what that is. That's funny. Okay, this is the one. Got more stuff here than I remember, so I'll have a good look around.
I find massaging doesn't help. Acupuncture does help, but it takes me.
There's so much weird stuff in here, like all these Asian food places, and there's like these transformers, and then there's like fish tanks with huge fish in them, and then like another transformer, and other stuff, and then more fish here, and more fish over here. It's just really weird. I've heard of Bread Top before, and I've seen them in Melbourne, but it's kind of a weird place because like there's these here, and you have to use tongs and get them out of these cabinets and then put them on a tray, and then you take it to the front counter and then they like put it in a bag for you. That's just kind of weird. Yeah, that was all in this place here. I think it's called Coventry Village. Yeah, there's just so much weird stuff in there. It's interesting to have a look around. So I'm at the Mount Lawley station, and I want to get the train to the airport to check out the new airport line that goes like underground. So I'm gonna get on this one. Oh, that's cool. In Airport Central. There it goes. That's extremely cool. Okay, so this is the top part of the station. It's all very tall and clean looking. I guess I'll go and have a look at the airport just for something to do. So I'm in the domestic departure area now through security, and I'm gonna have a look down here, hopefully see a plane take off or something. Yeah, I found out there's like an observation deck, so that's around here somewhere. Okay, here it is. Seems like not many people come up here. There's no one up here. That's a much better view than down there. Looks like there's a little jet taking off here. Oh no, that's not even a jet, that's just a normal plane. Okay, this one here is gonna take off. Okay, I think I've probably seen enough now. Better start heading back. Except there's this thing here with flight radar on it, with all the planes around. It's a good idea to have that up here. Time to go back down to the station. It's very loud in here in the tunnel. Well, that was a good train trip, and having a look around the airport just for something different to do for an afternoon. There's a silver city over there. Well, it's finally time to drive home. Just in the north of Perth now, so I kind of left it a bit late leaving, but
In 200 metres, at the roundabout, take the first exit.
kind of left it a bit late leaving, but I've been doing stuff around here this morning, going to some other game shops and stuff.
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
It's been good. I'll get home late this afternoon. So yeah, I made it home and I just picked up honey. It's been an extremely good holiday. So it's been amazing going to Melbourne and near Sydney and meeting up with friends and going to PAX and visiting family and stuff. It's been extremely good. So yeah, hopefully this will turn into a good video as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. It's been a lot of fun.